Ladies and gentlemen, Top Tier has arrived. This is Hi-Rez bringing you our introductory video of the new free-to-play shooter by Hi-Rez Studios, Tribes Ascend. Now, this shooter has been designed from the ground up with esports in mind, and this video is going to be talking about the systems and gameplay features that really make that so great. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Firstly, the game utilizes a class-based system, with 9 classes which can be divided into 3 subcategories of light, medium, and heavily armored characters. The first up is the Pathfinder. He's lightly armored, but he's easily the fastest character in the game, and his main goal is usually flag capturing and flag defense, and he has a lot of tools available at his disposal to facilitate those jobs. He's also quite effective at combating heavily armored characters due to his high speed, making him very difficult for those slower characters to hit. The second light armor class is the Sentinel. Effective at base defense with tools like the Jammer and Claymore mines, he also has the Sniper Rifle, which is the only hit-scan weapon in the game, thus making him the ideal class for long-range combat. Now, you do need to take your time and line up your shots, because they have a charge-up time, and if you shoot wildly, you'll be wasting bullets and not doing very much damage. The final light armor class is the Infiltrator, who is a close combat specialist. Because of that, he's a little more resilient than the other 2 light armor classes, and is also the only class in the game that is capable of cloaking and becoming completely undetectable by vision. His main goal is targeting the enemy generator and other high-value targets, which prevents them from defending their base effectively, and he has a lot of tools at his disposal to perform that task. Our first medium armor class is the Soldier, and as his name suggests, is more of a versatile all-around combatant. With his high energy pool, he can get around the map quickly and assist your team wherever they really need you most, whether it be on offense or defense. Next up is the Technician, a strong support class who spends most of his time at home. He helps with base defense with auto turrets and energy draining motion sensors, as well as being in charge of repairing generators or any other external base defenses that may get destroyed during combat. The final medium armor class is the Raider, and with his grenade launcher, sticky bombs, and personal shielding, he's the ideal choice to take down external base defenses, such as base turrets, technician auto turrets, and the sensor tower. He's also very good in indoors combat situations because his explosive weapons make them very difficult to avoid, especially by heavy armor classes. As for the heavy armor classes, the first is the Juggernaut, a walking artillery platform capable of providing his allies with heavy fire support. He's very good at destroying defensive emplacements, clearing out crowds of enemy soldiers, as well as indoor combat, just like the Raider. His explosive weapons are extremely difficult to avoid there, especially the bouncing fusion mortar. Next up is the Doombringer, a heavy defensive class with force fields and mines to protect your flag or other points of interest, a deadly chain gun, as well as the Saber Launcher to hit airborne vehicles or players with deadly efficiency, as seen here. Lastly, we have the Brute, with his arsenal of strong but standard weaponry, the devastating fractal grenade, and boasting the highest health total in the game, along with personal shielding like the Raider. He's the ideal choice for attacking any entrenched position and rooting the enemy out. In addition to the wide variety of classes available, there is also a large number of weapons, equipment, and perks that can be purchased through one of 2 methods. The quickest way is gold, which is purchased through real money, which can acquire you everything much faster, and also allows you to get exclusive items such as cosmetic costumes. If you don't have the cash to spare, you can also purchase all combat relevant items with XP. XP is acquired in-game by completing matches, killing players, and completing objectives. XP is also required to purchase the upgrades to your gear, so even players spending real money can't unlock everything with it. However, spending even a small amount of real money earns you something called VIP status, which permanently increases your rate of XP gain by 50%, and can make the unlock and upgrade process far quicker. Now, stepping into the training area for a moment, I can begin to go over a bit of the gameplay with you. Now, if you'll notice the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you'll notice your health and energy pools. And at the top right, you'll notice the credits. Credits are gained by killing enemies and performing objectives, such as killing that light guy right there, or we could go over and take out this vehicle over here. As I'm getting there, you'll notice I'm skiing. Skiing is the main method of getting around in Tribes Ascend. Basically, it removes all friction from your feet. So, what you want to do is you want to try and avoid upward slopes because they reduce your velocity, and ski down downward slopes to increase it. You can use your jetpack to help you maneuver in this fashion. That is the main source of things that is going to deplete your energy. There are other classes that have other abilities, such as the Infiltrator's Cloak or the Raider's Energy Shield, which will also deplete your energy. And the main disadvantage of those is that it reduces your mobility, obviously. Now, let's get back over to that tank and take that out. Now, notice the Thumper is actually doing a decent amount of damage, but bullet weapons like the assault rifle actually don't do a thing. So, you want to keep that in mind if you're actually ever facing one of these. The same goes for these turrets. However, Technician auto turrets can actually be harmed by bullets, so you don't have to worry if you're not actually carrying any explosives on you. If you have enough credits, you can go to a vehicle station and purchase a vehicle. They're 0 in the training mode, but they actually cost quite a bit in the actual game. Vehicles are very tough, but actually vulnerable to larger classes with heavy explosives such as juggernauts or brutes. Another use for credits is call-ins. Call-ins are tools that any class can use, and there are 3 different types. The first is the Tactical Strike, which calls in pretty fast and allows you to destroy a fairly decent area. The second is the Supply Drop. It calls in an inventory station which allows you to reload even behind enemy lines if you can sneak it in there, although it can be destroyed by enemy fire. The last is the Orbital Strike. This one costs a huge amount of credits, 10,000, but it allows you to wipe out a massive area and is generally used to clear flag stands before a runner goes in there to grab it. And with that, you should have a pretty good idea of the basics of Tribes Ascend. We'll be having advanced strategy, in-depth class tutorials, and weapon breakdowns in the weeks ahead. Also be sure to check out the North American Star League at www.nasl.tv, as their first pro season of Tribes should be starting fairly soon. Remember to subscribe for more esports action, and this is Top Tier TV, signing out.